wanna be me. I don't wanna be me anymore.
We talk about what exactly is skinny fat. You're kind of skinny, but you also have some weight on you, or like some fat on your midsection, like around your stomach and around your hips. Also, a situation that I've been dealing with junior high days, basically, where I was starving myself, trying to impress, other people, obtain something that I had no clue on how to do it right. So during my first fitness career, I was exposed to some weightlifting, like during PE. It was safe and all. We just used mostly machines, but I didn't really know how to basically eat. I starved myself, and I fasted so much, like only eating 2 meals, and that must have done so much hormonal damage. Even my muscle growth would have been faster, but I don't know. But I didn't know anything at all. But yeah, so this is what I want to talk about today, is that I don't want other people making the same mistakes I did when I was younger, and that pretty much sucked until summer of 2023, is that when I actually took charge of bulking. And the previous years where I was maintaining and cutting, as well as, COVID was really happening like 2 years before. Actually bulk and see how this really went. And there were times where I wasn't actually training hard. That's the problem, that I didn't know how to really train hard, or like how to push myself, think that I could go even higher than I thought I would have, and people show me that I can, and the right mindset, and just like you can push yourself, keeping track of your lifts as well. That's also very important. But anyway, what is actually needed to be achieving, or how to say this, the solution for this skinny fat phase in your life, I'd recommend, is that you would have to use the compound movements: squat, bench, deadlift, and head press, bent over rows, and stuff like that. These compound movements basically work multiple muscle groups, like 2 to 3 usually, and which could be great, because then you'd be saving much more time in the gym. Very good to progressive overload, which is strength equaling to muscle, and muscle equaling to strength. They're kind of correlated with each other, right? Muscle, while you're resting, can also burn calories, if you didn't know. So if you were to pack on some muscle, you would also, be resting and burn off some calories. And adding some muscle could also make you leaner at the same time. And also, well as balancing your cardio with that as well. Don't honestly overdo cardio as well. That's what I've done. Like, I sometimes went on 30-minute runs, and when I didn't really have to, like around 3 years ago, 2022, and I had to do it all wrong. It wasn't a good idea overdoing it and stuff. What I recommend for doing cardio when you're bulking is that try to keep it around like an hour to maybe an hour and a half in a week. That would be a good spot. Override of other days that you're training. Like if you were to do a leg day, maybe, and then the next day you're doing like a marathon or whatever, or you're like, same as well as I do boxing, Muay Thai actually, but I also want to try to get back into jiu-jitsu, which and I've been putting off a little bit. Cardio is also important, if you want to maintain good breath work when you're doing the compound lifts, when you're breathing while doing these compounds. That's what's also really important. Next phase I want to talk about is diet. So diet is also really important. So for the diet aspect, I recommend going on a bulk rather than cutting. Maintain for 3 months, and then 300 calories above 300 to 500 should be a good spot. Try to get 0.8 or 1 gram protein per pound, and that should be good. Use your carbs and fats as well to get more calories as well. Carbs and fats have the highest calorie input. Sleep is very important. 7 to 9 hours of sleep should be honestly the best way to recover from stuff. I'd recommend 8 to 9. That'd be the perfect sweet spot, but 7 the least should be the point of that. Try to keep yourself consistent when you're sleeping, and try to keep yourself on a schedule. That's basically what I'm trying to say. That's all I gotta say for this video, and yeah, it's something that I really want to talk about, because this is something that I've really struggled for most of my lifting career, not knowing where to be, and that's why I wanted to provide you guys with this information. And I want to know, what are your guys' stories dealing with this situation? And put your comments in the comment section.